What if you didn't have to try so damn hard to attract clients, opportunities, and money? What if everything you wanted could start flowing in just because of how you feel? No action required, or, well, definitely action required, but way less than you probably think. Today, I am going to share with you my top favorite feminine energy cheat codes, 8 of them to be exact. These are, I wrote down little energetic switches, but these are big. These are true cheat codes that make you absolutely positively magnetic. These are the shifts that take you from overworking and proving to receiving and radiating your brilliance. So whether you're scaling your business, calling in your next level, or you're just ready to feel softer and more powerful at the same time, this episode is going to unlock the secret behind overflow, magnetism, and effortless attraction. I mean, come on, who doesn't want that? Let's get into the magic. Welcome to All In with Allie, the podcast for online business owners and entrepreneurs who are ready to create the life and business of their dreams. I'm so happy you are here. So it's kind of funny that today we are finishing the month of November with, obviously, we're staying on the theme of feminine energetics, magnetism, and receiving. But as I record this, I am so in my masculine because I gotta go. I gotta get through these. I shared in the last episode that our nanny, she's having some car issues, and I literally recorded that episode yesterday. I'm recording these two back to back. So we're still in the same boat. And I have a little boy to go get in about 40 minutes. So you know me, I can be a little long-winded. I'm gonna have to stay focused and just give it to you straight today. So I hope you do not mind, but these are really self-explanatory and they're true cheat codes for you. These are the things that they're so easy to implement, but the magic behind them is obviously implementing them and trusting that they work, right? So you really do have to have faith that these are true cheat codes. Otherwise, you're just not going to be consistent with them. So then you're not going to get the results. And I really want you to get the results. So if you have not listened to the other episodes this month, maybe you're new. And if you are, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Or you've just been busy and you haven't had a chance to get into the other episodes. You do not have to listen in order. However, if you have any doubt alive in you or confusion on what feminine energetics is and how it works and how it is the true cheat code, cheat portal for you to activate your magnetism and the higher levels of abundance that you may not even realize are possible to you, please go and listen to the other episodes. They are going to be a game changer for you. The amount of feedback that we have gotten on these episodes, y'all are loving this because I keep it more strategy vibes. So anyway, you're loving the energy conversations and I'm so happy. So I'm definitely taking note of that. Okay, so let's get to your 8 cheat codes for you today. These are going to give you the feminine edge that's going to have people watching you in awe, wondering like, what is she doing? Like, I'll have what she's having. Is it what's happening here? What's changed? What's shifted? Tell us the things and I'm going to be your dirty little secret. Okay. You can share if you want to. I would love if you did, but you can also just keep it to yourself. This can be between you and me. Okay. So the first ultimate cheat code to receive more, to work less, and to radiate your irresistible power is we are going to regulate before you react. So one of my all-time favorite tips and pieces of advice I would give any business owner at any point on their journey is you don't make decisions on a bad day. You don't make big decisions on a bad day if you can help it. And this tip is right in line with that, right? This is like, you could be having a great day, but if you are walking around reactive, especially in business, you just run the risk of moving out of alignment. The more that you move in alignment, the more that you command energy and move in alignment of the thing that you want and stay in that energy, the faster you will call that thing into your life. So why we want to regulate before we react is because if something happens and you're being tested, which you absolutely will, and then you react out of alignment, this is going to slow you down. This is going to throw off your energy. So before posting, selling, or making any move, pause, regulate. If it's getting you, if you feel that stress in your body, if you feel yourself kind of, recoiling or contracting for whatever reason, pause. Don't react yet. Buy yourself some time. Our feminine power, what God has gifted us, it lives in our body, not in our mind. So, so many things that we've talked about this month and so many examples that I've used in my own business is where I think I'm being logical, or people in my life are being so logical. Like, what they're saying makes absolute sense. But in my body, it's a no. Or in my body, I have to do something different. And in the moment, it makes no sense to anybody. But then it works out way better probably than if I had done the logical thing. And the reason why is because our body knows, our intuition knows. You know. You are not your mind. All right. So when your nervous system feels safe, that's when you can actually access a higher level of intelligence. That's when you can actually be magnetic. When you don't feel safe, your body is in overdrive, looking for cues and looking for actions to take to bring it back to safety, right? This is when we start doom scrolling. This is when we make that decision that's out of alignment. This could be so many different things for so many different people. So the cheat code here is, as you're moving through your business, before you make the post, before you say the thing that you're nervous about, before you put out the big offer or whatever the thing is, you are going to pause. We can keep it so simple. This is how simple this tip can be. 3 deep breaths. That's it. 3 deep breaths to recalibrate, to re-anchor, and shift from whatever energy you're in to the energy of your higher self, to the energy of allowing and attracting versus proving versus reactivity versus stress or whatever it is that you're in. Okay. That's all it takes. All it takes is just a quick reminder and recalibration to shift back into your highest state. Okay, so that is cheat code number 1. Cheat code number 2, when we are ready to receive more and work less and radiate irresistible power, is we're not convincing anymore. Convincing is so beneath us. Convincing is so beneath you. Like, absolutely not. You are past the point of convincing. I don't care if this is a business opportunity. I don't care if this is a romantic partner. I don't care if this is a kid. I don't care what it is. No more convincing. We are going from convincing to commanding, because convincing energy is pick me. That's the pick me girl energy. Nobody wants to be a pick me girl. We know that. Commanding says, this is where we're going. You're welcome to come if you're right for this experience. Commanding is saying, this is the move. And if you're lucky, you'll be included. If you're lucky, you'll be ready to join me. If you're a match, you can come with me. Do you feel the difference in that? Convincing is, let me show you, let me say whatever I can say to get you to say yes, for you to deem me worthy of your time and your money. Commanding is, this is who I am. This is what's available. I'd be honored. But if it's not right, it's not right. And that's perfect. And I trust that and I surrender to that. But this is where we're going. Are you coming or not? It's not catty. It's not egocentric. It's certainty is what it is. So the cheat code here is when you're speaking online, when you're talking to that client or whomever, whatever the situation is, we are speaking from certainty, not explanation, not overthinking, not over convincing. This is like your conviction is your magnet. Do you understand that? The more convicted and certain you are when it comes to your own self-worth, when it comes to the magic that you bring to the table, when it comes to your expertise, your edge in the game, in the industry, that is your magnetism. You know, I say all the time, if you're not willing to drink your Kool-Aid, why would I drink it? And what that means is if you're not sure of where we're going and that you're the person to lead me there, why the hell would I follow you? Okay. So the cheat code, speak from certainty, not from explanation. The third cheat code, Feminine Energetics top cheat code, is kind of in the same vein. We do not chase anymore. Instead, we channel. So this is more so with ideas. Okay. And I'm really excited to share this one because I work with so many different women. And a big part of what it is that we do in the online space is coming up with new ideas, right? Like coming up with new money-making opportunities and new offers for people to obviously to serve them, but also to run our business and keep our business afloat. So when we are in chase mode, it's okay, what can I do to make money? What can I say to make money? What can I say to convince? What can I create to bring that next sale in? It's very masculine. It's very forcing. It's very over controlling. When we can shift that to more of being in our feminine, we are channeling inspiration. We are pausing, regulating, and we are allowing our higher self to get in the driver's seat. I can promise you, your higher self, or whoever it is that you're channeling, I think it's a mix of your higher self and source. I can promise you that idea is going to be a lot more potent and a lot more streamlined in the direction that you want to go versus what your logic can comprehend in that moment. Because your brain is overran with so much noise, so much feedback, right? It's thinking, well, you know, I do have this amazing idea, but that launch didn't go as planned and I need to make some quick sales and people didn't buy the way that I thought. So maybe I should lower the price, even though I don't want to lower the price, right? Like our brain is so logical and it's taking in so much information, most of which doesn't need to go into the equation at all and is going to just muddy the waters or water down the idea. So again, when we can go from what do I create next? What do I say next? To more so giving ourselves space to let it come to us, to let it land. That idea is going to be 10 times better. Now, the caveat here is you are going to have to make space. You are going to have to, and this is so big for me, this like I'm speaking to myself here because I am somebody just like probably many of you who is addicted to input. I'm always listening to a podcast. I'm always listening to music. I'm always trying to learn and to maximize my time. But what happens is that means that I'm constantly inputting when I'm in the car, when I'm in the shower, when I'm getting ready, when I'm cleaning the kitchen at night, right? Whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm usually inputting versus allowing my brain and my body to receive whatever is trying to come through. And it will come through. So we want our feminine, we want to give her space to take over, to channel the inspiration, to allow your higher self to get in the driver's seat. So the cheat code here is try to shift. And this is so hard to explain. It really is something like, it's hard to explain, but the best way I can say it is try not to plan, but instead receive. There is a difference. Planning is sitting down and, getting out the piece of paper, which sometimes that can be helpful. But instead of doing that, it's like, again, putting yourself in receiving mode to let that download drop in. So this can be going on a walk, moving your body, driving, showering, journaling. It's just shifting from let me orchestrate, let me over masculine control this situation. Instead, I'm going to lean back and I'm going to allow it come to me. And maybe it shows up today, maybe it shows up tomorrow, but I'm making the space for it. This is a game changer and it will show up. It absolutely will. And this is why I will get some of my best downloads when I'm driving in the car, when I'm showering, and when I'm working out. There is something about moving your body. Showers, it's been proven to get you in the brainwave state that allows for these downloads to happen. I think it's theta. Don't quote me on that, but something about a shower and the warm water, and it gets you in a different brainwave state, which is often why you'll get some of your best ideas in the shower. For me also, when I'm moving my body, when I'm in movement, I don't know why, I don't know how, I will get my best ideas. If I'm sitting in a chair, trying to get the idea to, trying to force the idea, I might create something. Of course I will, right? We're all going to create something, but rarely is that the thing that's like the game-changing idea. All right. So we're going to shift from chasing to channeling. The fourth cheat code that I have for you today, the fourth feminine energetic cheat code, allow your energy to speak first. Feel into that for just a second. Allow your energy to speak first. What would it look like for you to let your energy walk into the room before you do? What the hell does that mean? You really can't explain it, can you? It's where your presence is felt enough. Your energy is so potent, so full, so safe, right? It's radiating that people feel you before you even enter the room, or at least when you enter the room. You don't have to say something. You don't have to perform. You are enough. Sans action. Before you even enter the room. This is an intention. This is a prayer. This is a cheat code you get to utilize that would put you in a whole other category than 99% of the planet. Do you know how few people understand that this is a choice that everybody gets to make? But so many people are so in their masculine, are so in their minds, or unaware or uneducated on how this stuff works, and in such reactive mode that they don't even realize they could take 5 minutes, probably not even that, probably 1 minute, if even, to recalibrate and set this intention before they walk into a room, or before they make a post, or before they write the sales page, or before they create this strategy, or whatever the situation is. Go on the podcast. So how we can do this is first and foremost just being aware that this is a choice. But then the cheat code here is before you do anything in your business, or even this can be an intention every morning, calibrate, shift your energy into the woman who already has what it is that you want. The woman that already has the cash in the bank account. Yes, it's still growing. Yes, there's more coming, of course. But the woman who doesn't need that, she wants it. Because she already has it. She's already in that energy and that frequency. Every morning calibrating to the woman who already has the relationship, the woman who already has the friendships, the woman who is already whole on her own. Everything else is just a plus, just a pleasant surprise, a bonus. How would you move in the world? How would you write the post? How would you speak on the podcast? How would you write the email, send the voice note, get on the sales call if you didn't need that thing? You would want it, you would appreciate it, but you don't need it. You're not desperate for it. Like when I feel into this myself, I always sit up straighter. I slow down my speaking. I'm so much more calm, right? There's no convincing. It's just certainty. I'm good. I'm whole. I don't need you. I don't need your sale. As a matter of fact, this is more an opportunity for you than it is for me. And I say that without the ego. I say that from my certainty. And I try to explain this. Like when people come to me, I get asked probably the most about pricing, like all the time. And I totally get it. But when clients will ask me about pricing and they're like, well, I could charge this, but I want to charge this. And I'll just like skip the part. I'm like, look, here's the fact of the matter. Whether you've been in business for one day or you've been in business for a million, you will never be able to charge appropriately for your time. Nobody can actually afford your time. If we're talking about like physical money, you will always be undercharging, whether you're charging $100, $1,000, or $1 million. Your time, that is the one thing we cannot get back. That is your most precious commodity, is your time and your energy. So let's start there. And that's not, again, it's not like this catty ego thing. It's a universal fact for everybody. That's certainty. That's worthiness. If you paused for just a couple minutes or started your morning however you want to, you can do this journaling, you can do this dancing, you can do this downward dog, you can do this, I don't care. But tapping into that, I can guarantee you the moves that you're going to make, the words that you're going to write, the wisdom that you are going to speak would be night and day different than if you didn't do that and you went into your day like most people do, rushing and reactive. Night and day difference. Okay? So we're moving forward. You are going to let your energy speak first. You're going to connect to the wholeness of who you are, and you're going to shift into the energy of the woman who already has it. Your sixth cheat code is we are going to lean back even more to receive even more. We're going to trust more. We're going to channel more. We're going to surrender more. And we're going to do less to receive more. I don't know about you, but that sounds so good to me. That sounds so good to me. So why this is such a cheat code is because when you do the opposite, right? When you are over controlling and you're gripping these outcomes, right? It turns into this game of more equals more. I want more sales. I want more clients. I want more influence. I want more respect and notoriety. So I'm going to post more. I'm going to say more. I'm going to be louder. I'm going to sell more. I'm going to do more. I don't have enough right now, so I need to do more and I need to control more. When you do this, as we have discussed in previous episodes, this is the fastest track to burnout. This is the fastest track to losing creativity. This is the fastest track to putting out shit and wondering why we're receiving shit. And this is the fastest track to limiting possibility. Because just like I said, when you can shift from logic to channeling, you're going to access a higher level of yourself. You're going to say different things. You're going to get different ideas, and they're going to be so much more in alignment with where you actually want to go, right? This is the same thing. When we over control, we're doing things based on what we think is possible for us and what we think is happening in this moment. Well, we have a very limited perspective and understanding of one, what's possible for us. The limit does not exist. And two, we can only see, like what we see, the people that are currently viewing our stories, the people who are currently in the sales funnel, the people that are, right? But it doesn't take into consideration the bigger part of the equation, which are the invisible components that we will never be able to see or understand or fathom. Right? When before the popcorn pops, there's something happening to the popcorn that we cannot see, nor can we appreciate. The popcorn doesn't pop longer than it takes to pop. There's something happening more times than not, invisible, that we cannot appreciate. So when you can really understand that to the point that you believe it and you buy into it, well, then controlling is, yes, there is a time to take action, but the action isn't even the good part. Right? Like the action when you're cooking popcorn takes 0.2 seconds. I'm going to take the thing out of the wrapper. I'm going to sit it back up or back down on the plate. I'm going to close the door and I'm going to type in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to fucking go fuck off. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm fucking off more time, for more time than I'm taking action. I'm really starting to believe, for especially women in business, that is actually the frequency of action versus leaning back. It should be more like that, where we are leaning back more than we are controlling and more than we are taking action. What would that look like? That doesn't mean that we're literally lying down and eating bonbons. It means that we are living our lives. And we're being more in receival mode versus masculine taking action controlling mode. Okay? So the cheat code here, and why this is so important is because when you lean back, we're no longer limiting possibility, we're opening space for miracles. So the cheat code here is take the action, right? Show up when you need to, do the things that you need to, but then when you're done, you're done. My old coach Melanie, she used to say, overdoing it overdoes it. And it's such a succinct way to say it. There's action to be taken. Absolutely. So important for all of us. Take the action and then fuck off. Go live your life. Let it go. Post and ghost. Yes. I don't care what anybody says. Post and ghost. Sell and set sail. Go do something. Keep yourself busy. Don't overanalyze. Go live. The magic happens when you release control. Why this works is because when you're over controlling, it's because you're in scarcity at that point. So if you're in scarcity, that's why the miracles stop, because you're at a frequency opposite of miracles. We have free will. God can't, miracles can happen, that these things can be overrode, but for the most part, we are given free will for a reason, and we're here to master these things. So when we turn and we are overdoing it, God's queen. if you would just chill out and forget about this and release the resistance, I can let the flow take over, but you won't get out of the way. Move. Okay. So, and then the seventh, we got two more. Plenty of time. Okay. The seventh feminine cheat code is moving forward, overflow energy only, period. Do you hear me? It's overflow or nothing. Scarcity repels. Do we doubt this anymore? Do we need to go over this anymore? Scarcity repels, lack repels. What if you only sell, you only give, you only post, you only create when your energy feels full versus when you're feeling desperate or you're feeling depleted? That is the same as, spray painting a nugget of poop gold. It's still a nugget of poop. This is a tough one. I believe everybody can do this, but this is, just being totally transparent with you, this is one that I struggle with because I'm such a doer and because doing feels safe to me. That's when I feel safe. And often doing can shift me from depletion to feeling like it's a fine line, right? Because there are times where, yes, things need to get done regardless of how you feel, as we've talked about in previous episodes. You can't just only be in your feminine. There's a balance here. But I think the way that I interpret this and the way that I work on this myself, because all of these are my tips. These are things that I actually do, things that I actually work on, truly. And the way that I do this for myself is if there's a plan and there's action to be taken, we take the action to the best of our ability. I'm also making space and leaving space to allow inspiration to come so that if we need to take a sharp left, we'll take a sharp left. And then when I create, when I'm putting something out there that I want to reach the masses or that ideally, I want to pop off, whether that's a post, whether that's a podcast, whether that's an offer, doing my best to create that thing in my fullest of energy, in overflow energy only. Sometimes this works. Other times, when you have a full life, which all of us do, sometimes this is easier said than done. But it's something that can also be an intention. And also go back to previous tips, previous cheat codes. Regulate before you react. Don't chase channel. There are ways around this. So if you're feeling depleted, if you're feeling scarcity and a little despy, regulate. Get yourself back in check. Get yourself back in the energy of the woman who has it. And then finally, this is so big. And to me, this cheat code, not only is it so powerful for you because it's just more true. So we're not trying to convince, we're not trying to, overdo it. This is just where we are. But I think this is going to heal other women in business. This is going to be really big. And this is allowing ourselves to be seen in our softness. So what this means is feminine power is not just girly and, literally soft, although it can be. Feminine power is power. But it doesn't always mean that it's rainbows and daisy. It just means real, where we honestly are. And I teach this a lot to people. They're like, well, I want to make a post. I want to sell this thing, but I'm not feeling high vibe. I'm having a bad day. I'm having it's a really stressful season, or I'm really upset about what's happening politically or whatever. And I have to remind them, feminine power or quote, high vibe doesn't mean elation. It doesn't mean you're bouncing off the walls. it means you feel how you feel, but you're not rooted in scarcity and depletion and lack. You can be pissed and powerful. You can be angry and powerful. You can be upset or heartbroken and still rooted in your worthiness. You can even be in doubt on some things and still rooted in your power and worthiness. So being seen in your softness is about being honest with where we are. So the next time you are going live or you're doing a masterclass, if something happened crazy that morning and it's throwing you off your game, yes, recalibrate. Like, get back into your power, but you can still show up and be vulnerable. You can still show up and say, hey, this is what I've been moving through. Honestly, this is what's been hard. This is where I'm at. If it feels like I'm a little sad today or angry or I'm a little spicy, this is why. That's powerful. To me, like some of the biggest investments I've made in business are with women because yes, I knew them in their power. I knew what they mastered, but I also witnessed what they've moved through. I want to walk beside a woman who I know has walked through the fire and come out the other side. So if you're doing that, are you sharing it? Are you being real? Vulnerability builds that trust. This only amplifies our magnetism. And I think a lot of people think that it hurts it. And in my experience, it couldn't be more opposite. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it in a powerful, not a controlled way, but an intentional way versus reactive. If you're a leader, we need to think about the things that we're saying. We want to get ourselves aligned before we speak, for sure. But we can still be real and honest about where we're at. Okay, so those are your 8 cheat codes that are going to change the game for you. If you have loved this episode, please take a screenshot, share it in your stories, tag me. I want to see and share your favorite one. I want to see, let me know, slide into my DMs. And if you are ready to take all of this a step further and add in an element of masculine in this as well, I would love for you to go to the show notes and check out my brand new class called Over Deliver and Over Earn, where I'm breaking down how feminine overflow energy created my last 50K launch with a relatively good amount of ease, if I'm being honest. Okay. So at the end of the day, your magnetism, if you can't tell already, is your greatest strategy. Do your best to stay in the energy of overflow, and I will see you in the next episode. If schedules align, I have an incredible interview that you are going to freak out and lose your minds over. So fingers crossed. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.